What about because you never mentioned about the how you learned to be a producer. Was it when you were watching him? Do we going into the
Yeah.
studio? Was that how it was?
Yep. Watching him. I would I started I think I just did what most artists do. You start to get a little ungrateful, a little carried away, and maybe you wanted everything. And I just started like watching him. He had this keyboard that produces he had a lot of his equipment the average person didn't have. And he had this big ass keyboard that was like $26,000, was like this big,
Wow.
huge, called the Emulator 3. And I was sitting in his room while he's making beats. And he's literally one of the best producers on the planet. Like in London and Europe, this guy is God. So it's not like the level that I was watching or hearing was a low level, it was elite level, you know?
Yeah.
And I would watch like him truncating the sample. I watch how he'd hit it and I watch how he moves the slide. And I can hear, oh, it's moving it up closer to the sound he wants, you know?
Mm.
But all of those little things that I did, that I watched him do, is what I took on. I just woke up one day and I was like, I want to be him. I don't want to be me no more. I want that dude's job right there. So I left the group and I called him. I was like, what kind of equipment should I get? He
Oh,
gave
did
me
you did you tell him that you wanted to leave and why you wanted to leave? Oh, is it just you just
no, we just kind of had it out. The publishing issue and all of that stuff.
okay?
He was bigger than the group was, so he was fine. He could produce whatever he wanted. For me, I just felt like it was time for me to grow, so I just called him. I was like, what equipment should I buy? He gives me, he told me to go buy a computer and a system that cost like $10,000. I was like, damn, but I did it. I went and I bought it and I sat in my house for a year and a half, teach myself how to produce. And I taught myself by trying to recreate all of Teddy Riley and Kyle West beats. This is exactly how I started.
Are you serious?
Literally. Yeah. I sat like I would sample the smallest sound from there. I don't care if it was a snare and it had a bass sound on it, a kick with a piano sound on it. That's where I started. And I would just keep searching until I could isolate their sounds. And then whatever I did, I would now take their sounds and try to recreate what they did. And then when I understood what New Jack Swing was, I was like, all right, now I want to kill it. Now I want to go completely left from all of this and do something that sounds different.
Wow. Now I thought most people had MP3s and samplers, so you didn't go that direction.
I had an MPC. Um, I had an MPC, but it wasn't MPC couldn't do what the computer did then.
Wow.
Yeah, I was signed to a guy that was just more advanced than everybody. So that's
Because I've never
where,
heard anyone talk about computers, producers in those early days.
yeah. Teddy used the computer. It was a sequencer called Vision back then, and a sampling platform called Audio Media. Teddy used it, and Curtis Mantronic used it. Those are the only two producers I knew at the time.
Wow. So you went big time. Wow. And so how are you surviving while learning to do this?
How was I surviving? Uh, I had a friend. I had a friend out of Brooklyn, and he had a couple of businesses in Brooklyn and Queens. And I was like the shorty in the crew. And he got killed while I was ending high school. I had $60,000 to give to him. He died. I was like, you know, I don't know where to give this. So I got really quiet. I was like, I don't know if these dudes know that I got this money. I don't know if they don't know, but I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna shut up. And then I remember I got a car, and then I waited and I moved out of the state. I moved from New York to New Jersey because that's where like all of the entertainers were moving. Like New Jersey became like the Beverly Hills of New York.
Okay. Okay.
Because you could pay decent price, but you get a fireplace in the garage like that.
Ah.
That was foreign to New Yorkers. We come from concrete. So yeah, I went and I did that. I had that money, and then I did the publishing deal with Karen. So I
Okay.
took I had a bag of cash and I had checks coming in every quarter, and I just self-funded myself from there.
Okay. So you didn't miss doing actually. So you took your time before you put out stuff. So you didn't think I need to be out there. I need to put on music. I need to do some shows, or what was.
I just followed what I knew. I followed what I knew from Curtis. He was an elite level talent. And I was like, I traveled with him. I traveled the world. I performed with him. This is, so from a young age, I always, without ever thinking about it consciously, I always subconsciously knew, like, you should always operate at the highest level. Mm-hmm. Always. Even if you lose everything, it doesn't matter, but you should not operate from a low level. Like, I did that once. You know what I mean? Once I made it here, I can't operate from here no more. I'm going to operate from here every time. So that's why I bought the computer, which was a really hard learning curve. I didn't care. I didn't have a life anymore. I just sat in New Jersey hiding out and learned how to make music.
Yeah. But then at this time, did you decide to give up being a rapper and just say, I want to start to produce? And then how are you thinking about getting the artist to produce? Or did you have a plan as to once you master the production, what you do next?
I had a plan. I wanted to do something like Mantronics.
Okay.
That's all I knew, so I wanted to get a female singer. I wanted to be like Curtis more than anything. I just wanted to be like, Mantronic. I just wanted to do my version of, what I saw him do. So I wanted to do that. The publishing company I was signed to started giving me problems. They were like, we don't understand what this is that you gave us. Like, we don't, like, it's a track. We get that, but we don't understand where this is going. So Karen Durant, Amel was her assistant.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was like, you remember Amel, right? From The Office? Like, yeah. She was like, yo, she can sing. I was like, all right. She's like, no, like, she's dope. Like, you should try her out in music. I said, all right. And me and Amel were cool. So I brought her out to Jersey, put a mic in the bathroom, and she wrote something to a track that me and my friend Daryl made, who Daryl Brown played on most of the Group Theory stuff, like 90% of it.
Okay.
He was older than me, but very, very well versed in every instrument. So me and him, he'd come over every day. We just make tracks. So me and Daryl put her in the bathroom, and she started singing, and we were just blown away. Like, all of a sudden, all these ideas I had here, because I see music in colors and pictures. So I know what I want when I'm making it, but on the other side, the melody and lyric side is not my thing. Okay. I never explored it. And all of a sudden she sung to this, and everything just made sense. Like, every single track I did start to make sense. And that's when I was like, it needs to be her.
Wow. So then was she okay? Was she still working with Karen while you guys were coming up with the stuff?
She was working for Karen for a short while after. She got fired. I don't know what for, but she didn't have the job anymore. And then I just started just sustaining the group. I just started, paying my bills, paying her bills, because that's what I saw Curtis do with me.
Oh, what about, how did the name, did you already have the name, or how did you come up with the name Group Theory?
I think I had the name a little before Amel came on. I did have the name before she came on. It's just the same as Mantronics. Mantronics is human with electronics. So Group Theory was something kind of organic and loose and whatever and swingy. And theory was something that's, the technical aspect of it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you love what you watched, there's over 100 artists that we've interviewed. So please check out the videos. Remember to like, share, and unsubscribe. But better still, become a member of Halftime Chat and get exclusive videos ahead of time. But thanks for watching. Take care.